What in the world just happened? Karl Anthony Towns traded to the Knicks for Julius Randle and Dante DiVincenzo. I'm flabbergasted, confused, caught off guard. No, I do not like this trade. Why? I don't know. It's just confusing. 1 minute, I'm like, why did the T-Wolves do it? Fast forward, 0.1 seconds later, I'm saying, why did the Knicks do it? Immediately, I need you guys to let me know your thoughts below because honestly, I can argue both sides in terms of who won this trade. So the one clear win for the Knicks is they badly needed to fill the center void. Isaiah Hartenstein leaving in free agency, and then Mitchell Robinson still injured and rumored to be returning in December or January. Meaning pre-trade, that starting spot was looking to be Precious Achiuwa or Jericho Sims, but now they have their center, Karl Anthony Towns, who averaged 21.8 points, 8.3 rebounds, along with 3 assists per game, 50% from the field, and 41% from 3 on 5.5 attempts per game. Their starting unit is likely to be Brunson, Josh Hart, Mikal Bridges, OG Anunoby, and Karl Anthony Towns. That's the best spacing Jalen Brunson has ever played with. Now, the thing is, I think Cat at the 5 could make the Knicks defense worse compared to last season. But my main question is, does this group mesh as well as they did? Last season, the chemistry was outstanding. The toughness as well. The rebounding at all positions were insane. The hustle was insane. And DiVincenzo and Hartenstein were so very important to that. I'm not saying it can't be replicated, but what happens if OG goes down like he usually does? Hartenstein played in 75 games. Dante played in 81 games. My fear for the Knicks is the same thing that happened last season. Brunson gets played into the ground because he's dribbling 24/7. It's going to be heliocentric all the time. I don't know. I feel like most will just look at the names and be like, ooh, wee. But is it really the direction the Knicks should have gone? I don't know. Now, a lot of folks right away questioning Minnesota for doing this, and I hear you. The Randle Gobert spacing-wise, not pretty, but it was more about the contract. Most likely, they were locked into having Cat on the roster until 2027. Clearly, they don't want that. Julius Randle has a player option after the next season, and it gives them more flexibility moving forward. And honestly, I view Karl Anthony Towns and Julius Randle near the same level. Both great scorers. Cat better off the rock. Randle better at getting his with the ball in his hands. A great NBA YouTuber, Hoops Venue, had a great point. He tweeted, "What people seem to be missing on the Randle side is that he's one of the best in the NBA at attacking mismatches." One of the reasons they struggled against Dallas was because Cat couldn't punish them for putting wings on him. Randle/Nas is an elite bench duo as well. I personally think NBA fans are more forgiving of Cat because he can space the floor better, but let's just be real, both are prone to CTE basketball. Karl Anthony Towns, 4.5 turnovers per game in 2022. Playoffs, 3.6 in 2023. A huge improvement in this past run in the playoffs, just 1.7. However, against Dallas, he was awful. 37% from the field, 24% from 3. My point is, I think Karl Anthony Towns is better. His highs are higher and his lows aren't as low, but he also can check out mentally, just like Randle. So yeah, you're going to have the Randle Gobert spacing problem, but you're also adding one of the best shooters in the league. And that's where I will get into why I feel like Minnesota, their end of the deal is going to get slept on. It has potential. There are 2 factors for me that has me thinking they might be the winners when it's all said and done. The Knicks losing Dante DiVincenzo and the Wolves gaining him is huge. It's one of the best valued contracts in the league, and also he's productive. Legitimately felt like prime Klay Thompson last season post All-Star break. He was averaging 19.3 points per game. He shot 40% from 3 on 8 attempts per game. In the playoffs versus the Sixers, he was pretty bad, but in big moments, he was there. They do not win that series without him hitting that shot in Game 2. And then against the Pacers, he was their second best player, 22.7 points per game, 46% from 3. And my goodness, one of the biggest needs on the roster for the T-Wolves so badly is help on the perimeter in terms of scoring and shooting, especially adding a high-volume catch-and-shoot three-point shooter. Anthony Edwards was legit on his own out there. And Dante's off-ball movement will be a breath of fresh air. My goodness for that offense. He's consistently just flying around, going off screens and things like that, getting dribble handoffs. And with Gobert, he should work very good with him because Gobert is one of the best screeners in the league. And Dante does not need any space whatsoever. And then the next thing is I'm a believer in Naz Reid. This should open up more minutes for him. He might not start, but it felt like because of politics and how the NBA is, because Cat was looked at as their franchise guy, they didn't want to, mentally ruin him or whatever. They were tentative of benching Cat for Naz in games where Naz was playing better. They were way more willing to bench Rudy Gobert when Rudy Gobert was playing bad than Cat. And I believe that was because of NBA politics. And because Randall is the new guy in town, and also he's coming off an injury, and Rudy Gobert is an offensive liability at times, and Naz is going to be trusted way more consistently, more than ever he has in his entire NBA career. And as a starter last season, he averaged 17.6 points, 7 rebounds, and 2.1 assists per game, while shooting 42.3% from 3 on 7 attempts per game, and he was very good in the playoffs. The duo of Randall and Naz should work very well. Those are pretty much all my thoughts on the trade. Let me know your thoughts below.